I'm Emily.
And I'm Sierra. Today we're going to share our tips on how to run a D&D battle.
Battles in Dungeons & Dragons have a lot going on at once and can take a while to play out, but they are some of the most critical parts of every game session. To know where your players and monsters are, you'll need a gridded map and some tokens to represent your characters.
You can use maps with squares or hexes, but we personally prefer square gridded maps.
All of your players, including you, will be going in turn order. This is called initiative. Initiative is decided by rolling 1d20 and adding your initiative bonus,
which is just your dexterity ability modifier.
The order goes from the highest to lowest roll, and if there is a tie, the creature with the higher dexterity ability goes first.
The battle is made of rounds in which every person can take one turn per round. Each round counts as 6 seconds in-game. Out of game, a round can go for a lot longer than that.
In a turn, a person can do 3 things. First, take an action to attack, or among other things, search around. The second thing you can do on your turn is a bonus action, which is a smaller specific spell or attack or ability that states it's a bonus action. Lastly, a creature on their turn can choose to move up to the number of feet equal to their walking speed.
A square or hex on your map counts as 5 feet within the game, so a creature that can move up to 30 feet can move 6 spaces. The movement can be lateral and or diagonal.
Some spells or abilities will say reaction. A reaction is an action you get to take in between your turns if the requirements for the spell or ability are met, such as a shield spell, which is triggered by an enemy attacking. Also, if an enemy moves 5 feet away from you, you can use a reaction to attack them called an opportunity attack. You only get 1 reaction between each of your turns.
On the Dungeon Master's turn, or the BG turn as we like to call it, you'll be controlling the monsters, animals, and non-player characters, also known as NPCs, involved in the battle. Should you choose so, NPCs can also act on a different initiative number.
You can move all the creatures you control at once or move them individually as they take their actions, bonus actions, and movement. If 2 creatures are on either side of a miniature, this is known as flanking. When the creatures on either side attack the miniature in between them, they get advantage to attack. Advantage means they roll 2d20 and take the higher roll.
As a Dungeon Master, you'll be controlling a wide variety of monsters throughout your battles, so it's good to know how to read a monster card. We'll be using the classic owlbear as an example.
The first line defines how big the creature is and what type of monster they are.
The next section includes the armor class, hit points, and speed. The armor class, referred to as the AC, shows how hard a creature is to hit. In order to damage this owlbear, you'll have to roll 1d20, and the result must be a 13 or higher. The hit points, or HP, denotes how much health a creature has before it falls unconscious or dies. The speed shows how fast the creature can move on the battle map.
Monsters have ability scores just like players and skills they are proficient in, such as perception. The senses describe any special ways the creature sees, and their passive perception, which is what the creature will notice without searching. The owlbear doesn't understand any language. The challenge rating, or CR, is how difficult this monster is on a scale of 0 to 30. Keep in mind, however, that just because it says CR of 3, that it won't kill an entire party of first levels. Once it's dead, the party gets the experience, XP, points listed.
Below that, we have the abilities the monster can perform. This is where generally passive and always active abilities go. Lastly, we have the actions section of the monster card. This shows the options of actions the monster can take in addition to the various actions available on a turn.
Whenever you or a player makes an attack roll, they roll 1d20. Add any attack bonus modifiers, and if it equals or succeeds the target's AC, they then deal damage. If a natural 20, meaning the d20 lands on the highest numerical side, is rolled, the attacker automatically succeeds no matter the AC, and they get to double the damage on their dice roll. If they roll a natural 1, it's a fail, and DMs generally, but do not have to, make something negative happen because of it, like the attacker dropping the weapon or stabbing themselves for a point of damage. The range of melee weapons is 5 feet, meaning they have to be in a square next to the target. With ranged weapons, like a crossbow, you see the range of 80/320. The first number is how far the bow can shoot normally, and the second number is how far it can go with disadvantage.
Once it's been determined that you've hit your opponent, now it's time to roll damage. With every weapon and natural weapon, aka beaks, claws, and more, there will always be listed a way to roll damage, and it's usually inside parentheses. For the owlbear's claw attack, the damage reads 2d8 plus 5. This means you roll 2d8 and add 5 to the result. The number to the left, 14, denotes the general amounts of damage this attack brings. Now, the damage you've dealt gets taken out of the HP of your opponent. When your enemy falls to 0 HP, they become unconscious. If the damage they received would make them go to negative hit points, then the creature dies.
And that's the basics to running a battle for D&D.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Put in the comments below the D&D questions you want answered.
And we'll see you next time. Subscribe today if you want to see more Macarena.
Macarena does
Not the Macarena anymore. I don't know what this is.